Welcome to Yoga Glady. So I'd like to share with you a little practice that I've created, which is called Yoga for Runners. And this is especially for after a run, when you want to kind of release any tension from the body and just kind of unwind and restore. So you'll need a couple of props, maybe a cushion and some kind of belt, like a scarf or a yoga strap or anything that you can use. And we're going to start lying down on the back. So if you lie down on your yoga mat and have your strap handy and feel the weight of your body surrendering to the earth. Take a breath in through your nose and then exhale completely. Just let the feet fall out to the sides of the mat, palms face up. Feel your body heavy and relaxed. Bringing your awareness to your breath, inhaling, and then exhaling completely. Just have a sense of really letting go on that exhalation. And now we're going to inhale to the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale to the count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 2, 3, 4, and exhaling 2, 3, 4. Continue for a few more rounds in your own time. So for runners, the relationship with breath is really key. Cultivating a calm and steady flow of breath can really help with your running. Good. And then from here, just let go of that practice. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And then lift up your legs and take your arms inside the knees and catch hold of the outer edges of your feet, stacking the ankles over the knees and then drawing the knees down towards the ground. Pressing the lower back down, keeping the back of the neck nice and long. So you can kind of push your feet into your hands and then pull at the same time with your hands. Good, and then we're going to bring the knees in towards the chest and take the hands around the right shin and then start to extend your left leg away. If you've got any lower back issues, you might prefer to keep that left leg bent. And then take your belt, your scarf, your yoga strap around the ball of your right foot and extend the right leg up. So you're drawing the leg in towards you and gently opening up the space at the back of the leg. If your hamstrings are really tight, you won't be able to stretch out the leg completely. But that's okay, you can always have a bend in the knee. Good, so you're drawing the leg gently in, flexing the toes in towards the shin, and you'll feel a lovely stretch into the calf muscles and the hamstrings, and also the Achilles tendon can lengthen, and you're really spreading out the skin on the sole of the foot. Now take both sides of the belt into your right hand and bring your left hand to the top of the left thigh and then draw that right leg over to the right and turn to look to the left. Now you're lengthening your right inner thigh, but your left buttock stays down on the ground. Soften the face, the jaw, the throat, and then draw that leg back through to centre. And let's bend the knee, move the belt, hug the right knee into the chest. And then take the left hand to the outside of the right knee and draw the right knee over to the left, softening the right shoulder down to the ground and turning to look to the right. Inhaling back through to centre, and then bringing your right foot down onto the ground and taking the belt, well, first of all bringing the hands around the shin, hugging left knee in, then taking the belt around the ball of the foot and extending the left leg up and reaching up into the heel and sliding the right leg away, or you're keeping that right leg bent. Do the same as you did on the other side. So have a sense of drawing that left femur bone into its socket. Keep the back of the neck nice and long, soften the shoulders down. And then you spread out the skin on the sole of the foot, and maybe your leg's bent or straight. If the leg's straight, you're kind of drawing the belt in towards you and then slightly resisting with the leg at the same time in order to really open up the back of the leg. Good, and then take both sides of the belt into the left hand. Bring the right hand to the top of the right thigh and then draw that left leg over to the left and turn to look to the right. Hold your right buttock down on the ground. Lengthen left inner thigh. Good, inhale back through to center. Stretch it out a little bit more. Bend the knee. Move the belt to one side. And then hug your left knee in towards you. Take your right hand to the outside of the left knee and draw the left knee over to the right and turn to look out over the left arm. Inhale back through to center. Just bring your feet flat down onto the ground now. Heels in line with the sit bones. Feet about hip width apart. Take a breath in through your nose, and then as you breathe out, press that into your feet. Lift up the tailbone. Start to lift up through your spine, reaching the arms up and over the head and drawing the knees away from the body and the chest towards the chin. Gently engaging your glutes, and you'll feel a really nice stretch into the hip flexors here that can feel really nice after a run. And then we're going to slowly lower down, let the arms come down too, and then bring your knees into your chest and make your way up to sitting. So maybe you're going to rock and roll along your spine to come up, or maybe you're going to roll onto one side and come up. And then we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and take the hands around the feet. At this point you might want to sit onto your cushion, so you can always do that. So just take the hands around the feet and then get your thumbs into the soles of your feet and give your feet a nice little massage. So the feet have to work so hard when you're running. And particularly get into the arches of the feet. That might feel really lovely. And then work your way up to get your hands to the fronts of the shins and work your way up the backs of the calves with your thumbs, just giving those calves a nice massage. And there's probably a few areas in your calves that might be feeling a little bit tender. Good. And then let's slide the right leg away. Bring the sole of the left foot to your right inner thigh and then reach your right hand along your right leg, either onto the shin or the ankle or the foot, and then reach up with the left arm and really lengthen both sides of the waist, finding more space between the ribs. Good, and then come back through to center and bring your left hands behind you and then take your right hand onto your left knee. Inhale as you lengthen upwards and then exhale as you spiral over to the left. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to turn. Good, let's come back through to center. And slide the left leg away, bring the sole of the right foot in, and then reach the left hand along the left leg and reach up with the right arm. Finding more space in the sides of the waist, more space between the ribs, breathing into that space, and then coming back through to center. Bring the right hand behind you, bring your left hand onto your right knee. Inhale as you lengthen upwards, and then exhale as you turn. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to turn. Good, and then come back through to center. And let's just slide that right leg away. Both heels pressing down, and then bring your hands onto your thighs and get your fingers just under the thighs and just draw the thighs up and then roll them out so that you've got that external rotation. And then bring your hands behind you. You might lift up your pelvis and then roll onto the front of your sit bones, or you might sit onto a cushion. And we're going to bring the hands together and then just take some nice Sufi circles here. So this is really nice and gentle for the backs of the legs and really nice for your spine. Circling one way and then the other way. Moving in time with your breath. Beautiful. And then come back through to center. Bring the hands under the knees. Lift up your legs. And then from here, we're going to make our way into a child's pose. Take your knees nice and wide. Bring the big toes together. Sink your bum onto your heels. And then reach the arms forward, melting the heart down to the ground. So you can really broaden across the sacrum here. And then bring your breath all the way down into the lower back and into the space at the back of the heart. Feel the spine lengthening. You're drawing the hips back, crown of the head forward. Good, and then walk your hands in towards you And tuck your toes under and sit back onto the heels. So we're just stretching out the feet. Let's bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, push the hands away and then reach the arms up. Draw the navel back, open the armpits nice and wide. Draw the chest away from the pelvis. Good. And then release the arms, bring the hands down onto the ground. Come onto the front of your feet and then walk your hands back and lift up your knees so that you're stretching out the front of the feet. Good, and then drop down onto your knees. Come onto your hands. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your tailbone, look forwards. Exhale, draw the navel back, drop the chin to the chest, arch back. Inhale as you extend your spine, looking forwards. And then exhale, arch back. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale, tuck your toes, lift up your hips and make your way into a down dog pose. You might like to walk out your dog, just bending one leg as you straighten the other. Roll the tops of the arms out, roll the forearms in, and then press down into the roots of your fingers and start to draw the heels down towards the ground. So if your hamstrings are tight, you'll need to bend the knees. That's fine. Just keep them bent. Good. And then from here, we're going to come down almost onto the knees. So the knees are just hovering away from the mat, about 3 inches. You'll feel your core muscles switching on. And then drop down onto the knees and then lower your whole body all the way down to the ground. And slide your arms forward, elbows under the shoulders, forearms parallel. All 10 of your toe knuckles pressing down to the ground. Slightly turn your knees in and then lift the heart through the gateway of the arms and really lengthen the spine and feel the spine lengthening out of the pelvis and the shoulder blades hugging into the upper back. So you could stay with this, or you could turn your fingertips out, press into your hands and lift the elbows and come up a little bit more, broadening across the collarbones. And then exhaling and slowly lowering all the way down to the ground. Bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, and then lift up the hips. Spread your fingers nice and wide again. Now we're going to raise up the right leg, reach into the heel. Try and keep the pelvis level. And then bring your right knee in towards your chest. Step your right foot forward, come onto your left knee, and then sweep the arms up. Thumbs back, palms in. Have a sense of drawing your right heel towards the left knee. And then bring your hands down, framing your right foot. Come right onto your fingertips. And then as you inhale, draw your right toes in towards you and start to sink your bum towards your left heel. So you're flexing the toes in. And then exhale onto the sole of the foot. Inhale the toes in. And exhale onto the sole of the foot. Let's do that again. And this time we're going to hold it for a couple of breaths, flexing the toes in towards the shin, and you'll feel a lovely stretch into your right calf muscles. And then come onto the sole of the foot again. Plant your hands down, tuck your back toes, raise up that right leg. Place the right foot down. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale left knee to chest. Left foot steps forward. Come onto the right knee. Arms sweep up. Thumbs back, palms in. Have a sense of pulling your left heel towards the right knee. And then bring the hands down. Frame your left foot. Come onto your fingertips. Inhale the left toes in. And then exhale onto the sole of the foot. Inhale, flexing the toes in. And exhale to the sole of the foot. Inhale, this time we're going to hold it for a couple of breaths. Flexing the toes in, you're drawing the left hip back, right one forward. And then coming onto the sole of the foot, planting the hands down, tucking the back toes, and raising up that left leg again into a 3-legged dog pose. And then placing your left foot down. Have your feet about hip width apart. Walk your hands in towards your feet. Drop the heels down, bend your knees as much as you need to, And then just let the weight of your body cascade down over the legs. Good. So depending on your hamstrings, you can straighten the legs, maybe one leg at a time. Just see how this feels. So if you've got any lower back issues or really tight hamstrings, just keep your knees bent. And then we're going to press down into the feet and inhale, slowly coming all the way up to standing. The head comes up last and you arrive in Tadasana, mountain pose. And then just bring your awareness down into your feet. Feel all four corners of the feet connecting evenly to the earth. Let's lift the shoulders up, roll them back and down. Turn the palms to face forward. Scan through your body. Feel the area above the knees lifting, navel lightly drawing back, heart lifting, shoulders back and down, crown of the head reaching up. Good. So from here we're going to have the right foot facing forward and then step the left foot back and we're going to come into a high lunge. So your right knee is stacked over your right heel. And then we're reaching into the back heel so we can really open up the hip flexors here on the left, and then reaching the arms up, thumbs back, palms in, reaching up, lengthening, lifting from the back of the heart. Good, and then on your inhalation start to straighten up that right leg, drawing the right hip back and the left one forward, and then bend the knee. Inhaling and straightening. Exhaling, bending the knee. Inhaling and then exhaling. And then bringing the hands down, framing the foot. Inhale and straighten that right leg, drawing the right hip back, left one forward. And exhale, bend the knee. Inhaling and exhaling. And then again, inhaling and maybe just holding it for a few breaths this time. You might fold in towards the right leg as much as feels comfortable. And then bend the knee. Inhale back up into that high lunge. And then take the arms wide. Bring the hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades in. Keep reaching into your back heel. Good, and then release the hands. And bring the weight into your right foot. And step your left foot forward. Let's do that on the other side. So now we've got the left foot forward, right foot back. And we're rising up, thumbs back, palms in. Really reach into that back heel. Find your foundation, your stability. And then inhale, straightening left leg. Exhale, bending the knee. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, straightening up the leg. Exhale, bending the knee. Bringing hands down, coming onto your fingertips. Inhale, straightening left leg, reaching into the back heel. Exhale, bending the knee. Inhaling and exhaling. And then inhale, straightening up that left leg, folding in. Drawing left hip back, right one forward. Taking a few breaths here. And then bending that front knee. And rising back up into the high lunge. Thumbs back, palms in, take the arms wide. Interlace your fingers behind your back. See if you can do your fingers up the unusual way. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Draw the knuckles down. Good, and then release the hands. And straighten up that left leg a little bit and step your right foot forward. Right, let's come into a horse stance. Toes out, heels in. Reach the arms up, take the elbows in line with the shoulders. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bend your knees. Track the knees over the heels and then gently squeeze the shoulder blades in. Good, and now we're going to turn over to the right and come into a warrior two pose. So you're going to turn the right toes to face forward. Outer edge of the back foot squares off to the end of your mat and you're reaching into your fingertips. Good, inhale, straightening up the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhaling, straighten the right leg. And then bring your right hands down onto the right leg and reach up with the left arm and turn to look up towards your thumb. Drawing that left hip up and back. Good, and then reach into the top arm to come up. And we're going to swivel and take that to the other side. So this time the left toes face forward, right foot slightly cups in. We're coming into warrior two, really reaching into the fingertips. Inhaling, straightening that left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, sink down into it. Inhaling, and then exhaling. Inhaling. And now Trikonasana, we're going to let the left hand come down somewhere onto the left leg and reach up with the right arm, turning the chest, turning to look up. Good, and then reach into the top arm, coming up, and release the arms. Turn your feet so that the left toes cup in, both feet parallel. Hands on the waist, inhale, lift the chest, exhale, lead with the heart, folding forward. And then bring the hands under the shoulders, inhale, lift the chest, lengthen, exhale, fold in. So you're padding the hands forward and then coming into a forward fold here. The spine's lovely and long, the backs of the heels are pressing down. If your hamstrings are tight, just bend your knees a little bit. And if your hamstrings are quite open, you can lift up the area above the knees. Good, and then just walk your hands gently in towards you so the hands are under the shoulders. Turning towards your right foot, bring your left hand somewhere onto your right leg and then reach up with your right arm. Have equal weight through both feet. And then bring the right hand down and walk your hands over to your left leg. Bring the right hand onto the left leg and reach up with the left arm. And then bring that left hand down. Bring the hands to the waist, press down into the feet and inhale all the way up. And then heel toe your feet in. And let's do a couple of balances here. So we're going to ground down through the left foot, bring the hands to the waist, pick up the right knee and then take that right knee wide out to the side. And you can either bring the sole of your foot to the left inner thigh or toes on the ground, or you can bring the sole of the foot all the way up to the inner thigh. So this is really nice for releasing the psoas muscles. So the more you take the knee out to the side, you might be able to feel that. The muscles that run from the spine through the pelvis and attach to the top of the leg. And then bring the hands to the heart and reach the arms up. Coming into a tree, you could either be here or you can open up through your arms. And then bring the hands together and to the heart. And now bending your left knee, slide your right ankle over your left thigh. Try and keep that right foot flexed. Start to draw the right knee down towards the ground. Fix your gaze to a still point. And then bring the hands down. Inhale as you lift the chest. Exhale, folding in. Keep drawing the right knee down. Good, and then bring the hands together and inhale, coming all the way up. Lift up the right knee, point the toes, palms face up, deep breath in, and then exhale, slowly lower down. Dropping the weight onto your right foot, picking up your left knee, taking it out to the side, bring the sole of the foot in, hands to the heart, fix your gaze, take the knee really wide, reach the arms up, maybe open up through the arms. Bring the hands back together and to the heart. And then start to bend your right knee. Slide your left ankle over the right thigh. You're drawing the left knee down towards the ground. And then slowly folding in. It might be that your fingertips come all the way down, or you're just fixing your gaze to a spot on the floor and holding it there. And then when you're ready, inhaling, coming up. Lift up the left knee, point the toes, palms face up, deep breath in, and then exhale, slowly lower down. Good. Have your feet about hip width apart. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, fold yourself in half. Bring the hands all the way down to the ground. You might need to bend the knees for that. And then step back into down dog. Raise up the right leg, turn the toes out. Drop the right heel towards your left buttock. Keep lifting your knee. And then bring your right knee to your right wrist. Slide your left leg straight back along the mat. So your right heel comes towards your left hip bone. And then you might wedge a cushion or a folded blanket or something under your right buttock if there's a big gap there. Come onto your fingertips, lift your heart. Good, and then walk the hands forward, maybe coming onto your elbows and your forearms, or reaching the arms all the way forward, and then folding in. Good, and then walk the hands gently in towards you. If you move any props from under your right buttock, just move them to one side, drop down onto the right buttock, and then swing that left leg forward and take your left knee over your right knee. So for this, your feet can come out to the sides of the mat, like that. If that's not comfortable, have your left heel just behind your right knee. You could even extend your bottom leg as well if you need to. Good. And then reach up with the right arm. Take the left arm out to the side, bring the back of the left hand up the spine and bring your right hands to meet the left hands. Take the elbows wide, lengthen up, reach the crown of the head up. If you can't reach your fingertips, catch hold of part of your t-shirt, or you can use a belt to a strap. Good, and then release the arms and bring your left heel just to the outside of your right knee, and we'll take a twist. So we're going to bring the left hands behind, reach up with the right arm, and then take the right arm over the left thigh. Inhale as you lengthen upwards, and then exhale as you spiral over to the left. Just go really easy with this, especially if you've got any lower back issues. Maybe just twist more into the upper back. Good, and then gently come out of the pose, and we're going to lift up the legs, cross them, and then come onto the hands, come onto the knees, tuck the toes, lift up the hips, make your way into down dog. And then raise up your left leg, turn the toes out, drop left heel towards right buttock, keep lifting the knee, bring left knee to left wrist, slide the right leg back, use any props under your left buttock, come onto your fingertips, lift the heart, and then folding in for pigeon pose, reaching the arms forward, melting the heart down. Good. And then from here, bring the hands under the shoulders, inhaling gently up. Move any props. Drop down onto your left buttock. Swing your right leg forward. Take the right foot over the left thigh. Stack your right knee over your left knee. Or have your heel just in front of the left knee, or behind the left knee, And then reach up with your left arm. Take the right arm out to the side. Bring the back of the right hand up your spine and take the left hand to meet the right hand. Elbows move in opposite directions. Both sit bones ground down evenly. You're lengthening all the way up to the crown of the head. Good, and then releasing the arms and taking your right heel just behind the left knee. Bring your right hand behind you to support you. Reach up with the left arm and then take the left arm over the right thigh. Inhale as you lengthen up. Exhale as you turn. Good. Come back through to centre. Stretching both legs out. Press the heels down, point the toes up, reach the arms up, and then as you exhale, reach your heart forward. So we're coming into a forward fold. If you've got really tight hamstrings, bend your knees and wrap your arms underneath your legs like that. You could also use a belt around the balls of the feet, or you could just rest your hands onto the ground, or you can take your hands around your feet. Inhale as you extend the spine, exhale as you move deeper into the forward fold. So this is a lovely pose for stretching out all the muscles along the backs of the legs, all the way along your back, up to your neck. And a lovely pose for releasing. Good, and then inhale the arms up, bring the hands down. And then from here we're going to lie down onto our backs, and then just take the right leg over the left leg, lift up your legs, catch hold of your feet if you can. If you can't, just bring your hands to the backs of the thighs instead, and then draw the feet down towards the ground. Really soften the shoulders down. Breathe into the pose. Might feel quite intense. And then switch the legs round. Do the other side. So you've got your left knee over the right knee. Draw the legs, draw the feet down towards the ground. You can draw the knees away from the body. You can explore how this feels, trying it in different ways. And then gently release. And then from here, we're going to bring the legs up the wall. So if you find a bit of wall space, and then shuffle in towards the wall, so your right hip's touching the wall. And then lie down, swing your legs up the wall, shuffle your bum right in, till you can feel it touching the wall. Let the legs reach up, take the arms out to the sides, you might even have them up and over the head, releasing the shoulders. And then just bring your awareness to your breath. With every exhalation there's a sense of release, of letting go, any tension draining away from the body, melting into the ground. And this is a lovely restorative pose after a run when your feet and your legs have been working so hard. And it's a nice way of just allowing the blood to drain down from the legs back to the body, to the heart and the lungs, restoring and rejuvenating. So you may stay here for a little while. I'd recommend staying here for about 5 minutes if you can, or even longer. And then when you're ready, you can just gently make your way back up. So that was my post-yoga practice that I wanted to share with you. Thank you for watching, and please send me any feedback. Sending you lots of love.